As the next step, we can create the packaging structure for the customer service microservice. So we can go to the base package and we can then right click the base package and create the packages. So let's create the repository package first. And next, let's create the entity package. Let's create the service package next. And we need a package for the controllers and also another package for DTOs. After creating the packaging structure, let's create the customer entity. So in the entity package, let's create a class called customer, and we can add the fields according to our ER diagram. So these fields we can add into the customer entity. Then we can annotate this class with @entity annotation. Also, we can add the Lombok annotations @all_args constructor, @no_args constructor, @getter and setter annotations. Then we can give the @table annotation to specify the underlying table for this entity in the database. So I'm going to give the customers as the table name. And I'm going to annotate the custom ID field with @ID annotation and @generated value annotation with generation type of identity, so that whenever a new customer record is added to the customers table, customer ID will be automatically generated. And using @column annotation, we can specify the column name for this custom ID field. I will add the @column annotation to all the fields to specify the column names. Now our entity is completed. Let's create a repository in the repository package. Let me give the name as customer repository. This should be an interface, and this interface should extend the JPA repository. And when we extend the JPA repository in the generic, we have to specify the entity related to this repository and also the data type of the entity's primary key. By passing those two generic parameters, we can ensure the compile time type safety. Next, let's create the customer DTO. We can add the same fields as the customer entity into the customer DTO. We can then annotate this customer DTO class with Lombok annotations to automatically generate the constructors and getters and setters. So let's run the application, and then we can check the database to see whether our application is able to create the customers table in the database. Application started in port 8081. Let's go to the MySQL database and let's refresh the DB customers database. And yes, we can see now the customers table has been created in the database. And if we go to the structure of the table, we can see all the columns that we specified in our code has been generated in the table. Also, we can see the customer ID as auto increment value.